What's up guys, Panda here, and I want to talk about something that's really intriguing in the Tekken community right now. The Tekken community is the most insane, bizarro thing. You'll meet two ends of the spectrum between two different matches, but one of the main highlights of the community right now is this streamer. This streamer is got a script playing Eddy on, I believe it's a stick or hitbox, doesn't really matter. And his only strategy is mashing free. In doing so, he got to orange ranks, which isn't a massive feat, but it's pretty commendable considering that it's above a good portion of the player base. This stream has garnered thousands of people watching him. There's a lot of people watching this guy press free online, and it's really funny. It's actually insanely funny. You guys should definitely check it out. He'll end up winning matches or losing matches depending if the opponent knows how to launch punch Eddy, because the strategy that he's using mashing free is punishable, right? There's ways to deal with it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. People are using this as propaganda to describe how easy Eddy is and how easy Tekken is becoming. Tekken is definitely becoming an easier game, don't get me wrong. This whole narrative of like Tekken becoming a stupidly easy game where all you have to do is mash free is just completely wrong, because as soon as this player, this Eddy script comes across someone that knows how to launch punish, the strategy doesn't work. It's not good, but like a lot of people are using this as like, oh, the game's simple, game bad, all you have to do is mash free. Where we've had characters like that in the past. If you're playing online up until a certain rank, people were doing the exact same thing with Howlrong. People were doing the exact same thing with Steve. They'd mash 1-1-2, 2-2-1, all that stuff. Tekken 6 with some of their characters back then as well. Like, people would just mash for the sake of mashing. It feels like a lot of people are getting into this whole debate of like, Tekken has became easier, and because of that, there's no longer any skill and all that type of stuff, when I think it's just a transfer of skills that's happening. I feel as if a lot of people are getting really annoyed at Tekken because a lot of people are catching up to ranks, the game seems easier, they're like, there's a lot more people in this ranks because of this, and that. And I do think it's because the game is getting easier, but I also do believe that people that are competing are more hungry for it than what they were with Tekken 7, Tekken Tag, and Tekken 6. You need to look at most communities now. Most people getting involved are very optimal nowadays. It's kind of shocking to see that more people are wanting to get involved in this scene, and it does make me very happy to see. It's a very fun thing to see all these people hop into it. So it's a mixture of the game becoming easier and people are hungry for it, I believe. I also do believe there has to be a transfer of skills that's happening. For example, instead of playing passive and looking for punishes or whip punishes, the game entices you to challenge on stuff a lot more. That's a very 2D feature fighting game where you have to challenge, you have to use armor, you have to press one, you have to press a button to attack. Whereas Tekken Legacy has always been about sidestepping, crouching, and people are like, you've been locked into too many turns in this game. But the other thing is like, you were always locked into turns in previous Tekkens. In this game, there's a big flashy cutscene, so you feel more locked in. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, back to the Eddy. Enough of this tangent, Yeah, the Eddy player has gathered a lot of people watching him, and it shows that a lot of people are entertained watching this Eddy, watching him just mash free for ranks until he comes across someone, he loses, they understand him, and then he keeps playing. It's a script that will go on forever and for days. And it's the most intriguing thing ever because everyone's tuned into it. Absolutely everyone is tuned into it. There'll be like popular streamers during the time. For example, Nee, Main Man Sweet, all that type of stuff. And this guy's competing with him. He's all the way up there playing Eddy, mashing free. And you gotta respect that, honestly. It goes to show what people can be interested in. They don't necessarily have to watch high level Tekken. They don't have to watch Tekken with a gimmick. They could just watch a guy press free and ranked, and you know, I respect that. I do. The other thing that's going on with the Tekken community is obviously the patch notes dropped, and from what we've seen, a lot of them are very happy with the current patch notes. A lot of top tiers definitely got shot, and it was deserved. Dragunov was running the scene, as Usena was obscene. Devil Jin Psycho Crusher was just plain fucking mean. A lot of top tiers got shot for having their very powerful tools either getting nerfed with less plus frames or getting nerfed with less tracking, and this was a massive deal that was absolutely necessary to make these characters more fun to fight against without feeling like you're being constantly locked down put into 50/50s, and then when you eat the damage, oh wow, that's 80% of my life disappearing. So definitely a good turn for Tekken, I would say. The Tekken community had its lows, definitely, with the previous stuff, with all the shit battle passes, the store, the way it was all implemented. And then like your story mode is coming later on, but I would say we're in a much better state now. We're getting what we want. We're getting the patch notes. They've started listening to feedback about the whole fucking bullshit on microtransactions, but it's one of those ones. It is what it is. You know, there's not much we can really do about that, and you know, it is optional. We can just ignore it. But its implementation really ruins a great package that is Tekken 8. Tekken 8 is very different. Reminds me a lot of Tekken 4 in the sense that Tekken 4 was the black sheep of the series. And here comes Tekken 8 doing the exact same thing, introducing meter to the game. Get rid of infinite stages, replace them with massive stages. And, you know, you've got the heat burst system to go insane, you know. It's a different game. And I appreciate that, because if you want to play the game without all these mechanics, you could go back and play 7, but who the f wants to play 7? One more community post to talk about was obviously the thing that happened with Knee, where he dropped this. And basically, this was going back to what I was saying, where I was talking about how the game became simpler, and a lot of feedback's come with this. You know, people agreeing with Knee, disagreeing with Knee. Some people said that you should just learn matchups. That's Knee? Do they know who Knee is? That's like me telling George Washington to freedom better. And the point being, it was very stupid. But yeah, back to it. Yeah, I suppose. Wow. Knee was talking about how he wasn't really vibing with the game, and that's fair. A lot of people are like that. I'm kind of like that with ranked. I don't really enjoy ranked as much as I used to, simply because it's a grind fest. It's always been a grind fest. It always will be a grind fest. But, you know, it's one of those ones where it's like, that's my demotivation. I love playing the game with friends, I love doing streams, I love doing all that stuff. But, ranked, yeah, grinding that is it's hell. And mixed with uni stuff, and then try to do part-time stuff. Yeah, it's not fun. It really isn't fun playing ranked. Imagine coming home, you know, you get done with your part-time, you get done with your uni, and all of a sudden, you get slapped with a nuke called Ranked Azucena. Yeah, I'm alright. The thing is, though, I don't get Azucena or Dragunov or the typical top tiers. I get, like, Bear or Spina. Who plays these characters? Knee had a fairly good point, which is the game's getting more aggressive. It doesn't reward you for punishing or with punishing as much. And when you do, it feels like you're really getting belligerent turns because of the heat dash mechanic. It's very strong. And yeah, I can kind of agree, but I'm in a state where it's like, you know, this is Tekken 8, it's a different game. And I really enjoy everything that it's trying to be. It's a very aggressive game, it's the nature of the game. It must be frustrating knowing you're playing a tournament or high level rank, and a Dragunov's running at you with glowing red eyes doing his heat smash, you're stuck in the corner for plus 15. So it's one of those ones. The game is very different. It's extremely different. And I do believe we need to have more time for it to cook. Just to understand the game a bit more, you know, just to understand it. Maybe more time will pass, maybe new things will be figured out, and the game might become fun for Knee again. I have to keep in mind one thing about Knee is that he's been playing the same game for essentially 30 years. Tekken hasn't had much of a change. We've all talked about it. Tekken 4 was the only big change, adding walls. 6 not so much. 7 with Rage, and you know, 8 with its heat dash move. You have to keep that in mind as well. And he's been playing the same game for 30 years essentially, and we get to the point where we're playing Tekken 8. It's extremely different. You know, it'll be a completely different experience for Knee compared to most of the community that's responding and disagreeing or agreeing with when we're telling them to learn the fucking matchup, which is still insane. Why did people do that? That's just the state of Tekken, I believe. I still think it's a great game. I plan on still playing it. I love the story mode. It's filled with so much rich content, but you know, obviously the battle pass and it's great. Current state of the Tekken community, I think we're in a better state. I would honestly say that. Simply because everyone's getting more involved, they're enjoying tournament scenes, hell, they're watching some Eddy match free, so I think the DLC that Harada dropped definitely pumped out some good stuff. And of course we've got Lidia around the corner, and I'm really curious how they're going to implement her, considering she's just like she's already in the game, you know, Reina with electrics. Like how is Lidia gonna work? but I don't see the point of Lidia if she's just gonna be Reina without electrics. Like that's genuinely how she functions. That's how Reina functions. She's just Lidia with electrics. So yeah, tech community's in a great state. But yeah, I'm Patriarch Panda. I hope you enjoyed my little rant. Hope you enjoyed hearing the current thoughts on the Tekken community and everyone that's just involved in it. I'm gonna stay commentating and all that good stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. It's greatly appreciated. It helps me grow, and of course, I want to get like the Twitch thing going. That's the main thing. All right, peace out, fellas. Hope everyone has a good day. I'm Patriarch Panda. Peace.